China is fast approaching being able to operate a 3-aircraft carrier fleet with the recent addition of the Fujian. The new vessel gives its Navy the ability to keep a carrier on constant deployment while the others rotate through training and maintenance, the same operational model used by the US Navy. Now, to understand what this means for China's maritime power and for security in the region, we are joined by Ying Lin, an associate professor at Tamkang University in New Taipei City, Taiwan. And from New Delhi, we're joined by Captain Kamlesh K. Agnihotri, a senior fellow at the National Maritime Foundation in India. Kamlesh, I'm going to start with you, and let's talk a little bit more about the technology before we go into the real world or geopolitical implications. Now, what's really being touted as the biggest advance in this aircraft carrier is the EMALS catapult system, which is previous carriers had the ski jump system. Can you explain why that's being seen as such a huge advance and whether it really does have the advantage of being able to take on all kinds of aircrafts?
The conventional carriers which are using the ski jump, the aircraft are taking off. It is called short takeoff. The aircraft are taking off using their own full power. So when they have to use full power, a lot of fuel gets burnt. And then thereafter, they do their operational sortie, and they come back. So there is a very little takeoff, all takeoff weight left for weapons, and ranges are reduced. While in the EMALS system, the EMALS launch system is pushing the aircraft on the EMALS power. So the complete fuel, etc., everything is conserved with regard to the aircraft. The second advantage of the EMALS is that EMALS power can be calibrated to launch either the heavy aircrafts or the fighters, or even it can be calibrated to a much lesser power to launch the UAVs as well as other kinds of drones. So that is the biggest advantage, because the ski jump is calibrated with regard to the inclination, the angle of this thing for only the fighter aircraft. So there is no kind of an EW aircraft or any other kind of aircraft which can take off from the ski jump related Stobar carrier. So these are the two basic differences, and the third difference is that because EMALS can be charged very fast, and many aircrafts can be launched one after the other, reducing the launch time and consequently increasing the sortie rate, which is not possible in case of ski jump till one aircraft totally clears off, then the second aircraft lines up, and then it takes off. So it delays the number of aircraft that can be launched in a fixed time. As a consequence, less number of aircrafts can be in the air, and the lesser capability can be in the air. That is why I had said I would make a point that the Stobar carriers are generally classified as air defense carriers because their job is air defense, while the Catobar carriers, which have the EMALS, can have the aircrafts of various types and various ranges launched very far, and they can be used as classic attack carriers which can take the fight to the enemy, either to the land or to the far-off seas.
All right. So, Ying, let us talk about scenarios here. The most obvious scenario that many are concerned about in the region is that the PLA is about to enter a 3-carrier era, so naturally enhances its force deployment flexibility. So what does that mean, or how much does that concern Taiwan?
Yes, I will be think a lot of people will be saying maybe the PLA, they have the more aircraft carry, they will be destroy Taiwan and that. But we have to know the first thing. PLA will China, when they want to attack Taiwan, they will be not using aircraft carry attack Taiwan. Maybe they will be first using the Dongfeng missile or the other kind destroy or the rocket. This the new long-term rockets. But the aircraft carry, they will be not direct using this to attack Taiwan. So in this time, we will be no aircraft carrier. They will be try to driving the far away to fly, for example, Western Pacific or South China Sea, Eastern China Sea. They will be try to the using the aircraft carrier to that they can to showing his power and to follow the A2AD anti or the and denies try to the let the other country if they want to support Taiwan or the to compete with the PLA Navy, they will be rethink. They have to think more. They have to think more, and they have the double check their ship can be doing that. So sometimes in this time, I will be think in this time. PLA or Beijing, they will be not direct using aircraft carrier attack Taiwan. That is a more political and diplomacy, the meaning more than military issue or military capability. So that is we have to we have knowing about that.
Okay, Kamlesh, how is India viewing China's latest aircraft carrier, and is it putting pressure on India to step up its game when it comes to aircraft carriers?
India is watching the development very closely because all said and done, China as a growing power, having global ambitions, and in its own words in the articulation of its white paper, saying that it wants to safeguard its maritime rights and interests all over the world, would eventually send its naval force to protect its maritime rights and interests in the Indian Ocean also. We are seeing small displays of, I would say, a continual presence in the Indian Ocean, increasingly, or I would say increasing since 2008, when they started sending their group of 3 ships for anti-piracy escort duties. So now that China has 3 aircraft carriers, and in peacetime there would be no issue because in peacetime the any warship can uh, go anywhere and operate there. It is perfectly legal and within the ambit of the UNCLOS. Of course, when you come into the India's backyard, then the Indian surveillance apparatus starts surveilling you the moment you cross the Malacca Strait. The problem happens is that aircraft carrier requires a lot of support system for operating far away from its shores. As of now, the three carriers, the third one is undergoing trials, and 3 carriers are not enough.
Ying, Kamlesh has said that India is watching China's advances and the Fujian carrier very closely and what comes next. But in terms of signaling, what kind of messaging is this Fujian carrier giving, particularly with its presence in the South China Seas, as you said, if it decides that it is going to go there?
Yes, I will be thinking this time, Fujian, and or we can do the direct to say China have a new type of the aircraft carrier. They already to showing to American, Philippines, Australia, or the other country. Yes, my capability and then my the new ship is can be catch up American. So our the ship is can driving far away because we can to remember last year in the 2025 in February, PLA Navy there the ship go through around Australia. When they strong the Australia, but that is only a destroy. But if in this trend their aircraft carry can go far away, that will be meaning they are not only in the ship using the military power from the sea, it's also from the air because we will be know why the aircraft carrier is a special weapon because it's not only that is mean not only fire the power from the ship. It also can take off the jet fighter, and jet fighter they can carry the missile and attack the land and the sea. So sometimes it will be maybe they will be more focused on the South China Sea to send this kind of the message to the Philippines. We can call that as a new the gumbo diplomacy.
Right. So Kamlesh, besides carriers, what can India do now to match China's reach?
See, a very interesting point is that the tropical waters in the Indian Ocean as well as in the South China Sea, but we will discuss the Indian Ocean for the time being, are heavily loaded in favor of submarines because the depth profile, the temperature density and salinity profile of seawater is such that the submarines are able to have better combat capability vis-a-vis the surface ships, which also includes the aircraft carrier. So, with that regard, India needs to fast track its nuclear submarine program, nuclear attack submarine program, because nuclear attack submarines, as we know, nuclear propelled attack submarines, in short, they are called SSNs. They have theoretically unlimited endurance, and they can move fast from one direction to another, from one location to another, and because of this stealth, I would say, greater stealth quotient, they can pose substantial risk to any surface fleet flotilla, including the aircraft carriers. We'll have to get many more long-range MR aircrafts like the P8 and P8I that we have is mainly sourced from US. So we'll have to somehow get our India-US equations online so that the route for acquisition of more P8Is and more other long-distance drones does not dry up.
Right. So then what about Taiwan, Ying? Taiwan is close enough to China for land-based aircrafts from China to reach its shores. So how much does the Fujian really need, or how much do military planners really need to take the Fujian into consideration when they think about future conflict or future issues?
Yes, I will be thinking, yes, like before I say, in mainland China, the aircraft carrier, this is not a major weapon to attack Taiwan. But we still need to prepare about how to anti the aircraft carrier. So in this time, why the Taiwan in this time we will be more maybe a lot of people only to watch. Yes, Taiwan we buy the M1 tank, we buy the HIMARS system, we have buy the M108 artilleries like the new a lot of the army weapon, but don't forget we still focus on like the submarine. Submarine for Taiwan, I will be thinking that is a very important weapon because how to destroy mainland China aircraft carrier and how to anti their lot of destroy, because Taiwan we are the small island, so we cannot to have or on too much destroy ship. So sometimes we still like the focus on UUV, like the drone, or the we will be focused on the how to fighting from the land to attack to sea. So that is why recently we buy the Habong from American, and we also have the Xiongfeng missile, the new type, the Xiongfeng Type 3. That will be hypersonic, and this way it can be hit to destroy the PLA, the Navy, and especially submarine. If we now in this time we have only to made in Taiwan the first submarine. If we can to get more, maybe we can also using like the another way to let the PLA they have to spend more time to search that. So if we can to get more time, that is Taiwan the victory.
Right. So whether you're in India or Taiwan, regardless, you cannot remain complacent or be complacent in the face of China's defense advancements. Thank you both so much.